people were confused and they thought we'd already started the podcast. It's now. Now it starts. Timer starts now. The one before was actually just us chatting about the podcast. So what we're doing now is chatting
In the podcast.
in the podcast. Yet to be named. Still not named.
I mean, they'll know what it's called by the time this is released.
Yeah, but whether we say it or not in the first episode, this is
Yeah.
the first episode.
I was the one that said drinking is toxic on episodes. Here I am. Loving it. On every episode.
It's noted. Also, Adam, stop saying you want to be in my box. it's not right.
Drinking is toxic.
And drinking is toxic.
It's the only way.
It is the only way to get through these things. How has today been? Today's been quite chill, though, hasn't it? Setting up
Who
for
said
this.
that?
Me.
Oh, it sounded like it sounded like someone saying it on a live.
That's enough wine for
Yeah, it's
you.
been good. Made a friend on TikTok.
Yeah. What was their name?
Danny.
Danny. Hey, Danny.
Shout out to Danny.
Shout out to Danny of ITV fame. That's
Yeah, but you never know on TikTok.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Why would you lie about that? It's like,
Well, why wouldn't you lie about that? You could literally say anything.
I didn't believe him at first, but
You
then he
didn't
said the
believe him?
location, and then
then I said
but he
yes.
could-
And then you believed
Yeah.
me. Why did you believe me?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I'm on TikTok.
He could just Google like, where's the the video studio in London?
Mm. But then when Grazing Road, he thought I said, but it's Grays Inn Road, I thought was
But that's
the...
why he questioned you. He went Grazing Road ?
Yeah, but maybe you just
Yeah.
misheard me and was like,
I thought you said grazing.
ah,
So
there is one of the name. So maybe we don't mention anything and we'll find out a name because we can't pick a name. But we're getting there. So welcome to the podcast. This is the actual podcast. It is a podcast for creatives in the Essex area. We're going to be talking about all different things to all different people. And we're going to be questioning everything. No holds barred. Is that
wow,
right?
that sounds very intense.
It's very intense. It is very intense. And then obviously we're going to hit on our chilled, relaxing, informative keywords, buzzwords, and embalming, or whatever I said before.
I can't remember. Insightful.
En-
And then you said
Enlightening. Enlightening. Right, you'll notice that I'm branded up. Ellie's also branded up. EMRE
can't see it,
is
right?
letting the team down.
I don't have one of these t-shirts.
Wow.
You can't even see it.
If you really wanted it, you would have made one.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
going to take that one. There's one there.
Actually, that does just sit there, so you can have that one.
Thanks.
Would you like it now?
I think I took an extra one home.
As your
from
formal...
Yeah,
Right,
go on then.
We're going
We'll
to...
quickly switch.
No,
Sorry.
you don't have to put it on now, but we're
I
going to
mean,
give
it
it to
looks
you.
like you're wearing one anyway.
Yeah.
Like you literally
Yeah.
can't tell. 'cause
Yeah,
there's nothing
but I'm going to
on.
gift it to you.
We probably shouldn't
Okay,
be
cool.
wearing black actually,
Why?
because we kind of blend into the sofa.
That's a bit too contrasty. I
It
don't
is,
think it's
to be
that
fair.
extreme.
Mm.
Okay.
See?
So I've
This is-
been given a t-shirt.
You're
Okay,
getting
cool.
given a t-shirt. It's going to be like a... Medium?
It'll fit.
Medium. We'll make it fit.
Can't be any
I
tighter
wore
than
that
this
to a
one.
job once, and I don't think they were very impressed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Doodly-doot. Essex Video Studio.
Wow.
And you get to keep the hanger.
Thanks.
We're not like Primark here. But yeah, you need to
Look
wash
at
it. I think there's...
Oh, nice.
But that means it's yours.
This is mine now.
Because it's got stains.
Thank you very much, guys.
There you
This
go.
is
Welcome to the family.
only a month late.
Well, we had to check that you were all right for the family first. Otherwise, yeah. But you have got one of these.
And he's just
I
chucked
do
it in the
have a
corner
hoodie,
already.
He does have one of these already, so he's moaning. Is that on camera?
It shouldn't be.
Is this mess on camera?
No, it
Right,
shouldn't
no,
be.
we're good. Right, okay. Have a suppage of wine. You've already had half of yours. Jesus.
Wine is juice. Juice is wine.
Yeah. Are you nervous this time?
No, I'm quite chilled
You were
out.
nervous last
This
time.
new layout.
Are you
is
nervous?
more
It's better, is
Yeah,
it?
this new
Yeah.
Lao is Lao. It's
Oh,
better.
it's the wine. No, I quite like it. I think what we'll do is...
It feels more studio-y, if that makes sense.
It does,
Yeah.
actually.
How does it feel from your point of view? Because like last time you were there. So
I think
It's
it's good.
definitely lighter
Better?
in that corner. Because that was
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
like the dark corner. And
Yeah.
now it's
Yeah.
light over there. And if not, well, it's not dark over here because we've got more
Mm.
floodlights.
I think because we've actually set it up for the look as well. Like, before we were doing it for the space. So,
Yeah.
like, everything was pushed up against the wall, whereas now we're like a little bit more
yeah,
forward.
it is better. Like
We're a little bit more
forward,
cozy and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
we're liking it.
I think the room looks smaller, but
Yeah.
you don't need those bits unless you need
Mm.
those bits, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we're using the bit that we're using, so
Mm.
it's good.
What are we planning on the interior? Because it's not there yet. This isn't
No.
the final look.
This isn't our final form.
No,
Still going to
No.
continue to evolve.
we're like a butterfly,
Yeah.
forever developing.
What do they develop after?
They die.
Compost.
Yeah.
Or Carbast. Yeah, I think we're gonna do the wood paneling. It's a good look and it's popular,
I'm excited for that.
and it also does some sound
Yeah.
good things. Acoustic panels.
Still
So
doing it on that
those.
wall.
Still on that one, you guys convinced me. That might mean that we get to move the floodlight over to this side,
Yeah.
because it might not show up on the paneling as well. But that would just be like a block panel, but nice. Probably try and put the neon live on air back in that kind of position, but I'm up for change if you are.
Oh, I think that's nice there.
Yeah. We can move the panels, the sound panels as well. But
Next to you, actually. The live on air.
could do.
Next to the host.
Oh, I'm the host. Am I the host, or all three of us are the host? Really, I'm a man of the people.
Throat keeps farting. So sorry if you hear that.
Your
That
throat.
is disgusting.
Interesting.
Doing your.
No, not
Noise.
quite. It's like moving.
Oh right.
But
I'll just.
different.
It's yeah, the passage of air. If you're first time seeing any of our podcast stuff, we base it off a pole, and then we've got other cameras on tripods and stuff like that. But we can move away from the pole. The pole is there to keep the ceiling up, as well as
Yeah.
other
Oh,
things,
right.
not just for fun.
It's actually so Lloyd can do a bit of strip dancing in his
Strip
spare time.
dancing. She's
Strip
never been to a
dance.
strip club.
I meant pole dancing, but it's
Yeah.
actually not a pole dancer pole. So
It's not. It was. It was my wife's one. That's not how I. That's not what she does. But she had one for exercise, and before I
pole.
got a proper pole in,
Mhm.
like made custom to hold the ceiling up, I was using her pole dancing pole as a acro prop. So yeah, we're still going to do things to the pod. It's going to evolve. So even by episode 2, when we have a first actual outside guest, it could be totally different. You'll feel transported between episodes. There we go. Right. We've now got into non-chatty, chilled area that I scheduled. We've now got to do 30 minutes exactly of talking about topics.
Right.
fab.
Right.
Okay.
Firstly,
I know no, I don't.
I was going to say firstly, shall I explain that I gave you guys a little task earlier in the week?
You've mentioned it, so yeah.
Okay. I'm going to mention more about it. So, earlier in the week, this can be like a flashback. Earlier in the week, we...
You haven't filmed any of us being like, what is it? What is it?
No, and they have been like that. They've been on it, wanting to know, but they think they know. So it might not be much of a surprise. But earlier in the week, I asked them to do a task, and I told them that they're not allowed to confer, and they're not allowed to show each other what they come up with. And I asked them to get a reference picture to show a 2-light setup of a self-portrait that they like the look of and could be done on a white background. Is that quite a good description? Yeah. And that is what they've done. So they haven't showed each other, but they've shown me. And later in the episode, you'll find out what it's all about. So stick around. That's quite a good little
Yeah.
I want to
thing.
know what it is.
Yeah, I wanted
See?
to guess, but we have to wait.
Can we guess now?
Yeah, you can guess now.
But you can't say if it's right or wrong.
I won't say a thing. Well, I might say a thing, but then
Should
you
I go
just have
first?
to
Because
know.
I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
you
I
do
do
know.
know, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, this is my terrible guess of what it could be. So we have an image that
You have
we
an image.
picked out of a self-portrait, right? Which made me think, I would be taking it of myself. But now I'm thinking it's going to get swapped. So like if we did pick a hard image, if I picked a hard image, Ellie would actually have to take it of herself.
Oh.
And then I get her image.
Could be.
That's my guess. I don't know if that's...
That's exactly the same as
Oh,
my
is-
guess.
Really? Okay, cool.
Well, I thought that I'm gonna have to recreate Emre's image, and Emre's
Yeah.
gonna have to recreate my image.
Oh, nice. Cool, okay.
Wow.
That's weird.
We
I
will.
just
You
thought
just
about
read
it
my
out there.
Yeah, we will find out.
We'll see.
We'll find out and see.
He's
What it
literally
really
gonna
is.
change it now.
Imagine we're both...
And I'm going to change it. If it was that, I'll change it. Yeah, but
That's why I didn't want to say it, because I thought I knew what it was, and then you were like, "Do I go for the easy one or the hard one?"
and you were like, go for the easy one,
"No," but I didn't want to say go for the easy one. 'cause I
just
was
in
like,
case.
Right.
Who knows?
Yeah,
So yeah, that is to look forward to, and you'll find out. Everyone will find out.
something
And also, we've got something quite cool set up on camera 4. Switch to camera 4. We've got a little live studio thing, and it's a bit like what kind of TV shows do that, where they're like, and we're just cutting through to the family, and the kid's picking his nose. Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's it.
We're like, we've got a hidden camera. Look, look at camera 4.
And
Whee.
the deck aren't involved though.
But yeah, it'd be fun if we just saw someone walk across, like someone that's been hiding and
Oh,
they
that
didn't
would be
realise.
That
terrifying.
is actually scary.
Or someone looking in
I
the
don't like
camera
that.
and we're like,
Like
we're
someone
locked.
comes down
stop.
from like upstairs or something.
We're locked in. Yeah, and they've been living there, like that woman that lived in someone's.
Attic,
Yeah.
yeah, or cupboard or something,
Oh,
yeah.
that's horrible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
do you not know about that?
No.
She like in the night she comes down and re-photoshops all of your work.
Oh.
You're like, I'm sure I,
don't
did
like
this.
that shit. That really scares me. It's so gross.
I think that's great.
That's
Um,
like that Black Mirror episode.
Mm.
Oh, which one?
The war one, where they go and shoot people, and basically they put like chips in their head to kill like the zombie people. But the zombie people are just real people. They're just poor.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Oh, that one's
Mm.
fucked up. But that's like weird.
So yeah, we got that. Cut to camera 4 again. May as well use it as much as we can. And back to me. And to camera 4. And back to me. There we go. Right. So we have the exciting secret event later. And now we're just chatting. The breeze. I keep calling it the breeze.
I thought we were meant to be
Does that make
chatting
sense?
about the...
It's the breeze.
Is it
was that
recording?
what it is?
Is it definitely?
Oh, yeah, we are.
Okay.
Yeah. Imagine.
20 minutes.
Yeah. Just like do all that again. But this time with
Wine!
with a bit of oomph. We might have to bring the wine in here in a minute.
In a minute.
Well, for you, not for me. Because we need to help people. You guys are pros now because you do it for a job, so you're pros by definition. But obviously, you've been doing it professionally for 2-3 months, and
Yeah.
then you've had paid jobs in the past anyway. But I mean, you've been doing it professionally for 2 years plus as well.
Mad.
So
Mad.
that's crazy, isn't it? Did you ever think? I don't even remember how old you were when you started here. You must have been 17,
18.
18. Nuts.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Wasted your best life, your best years of your life here. To the topics then.
Yeah.
You're happy. We want to be helpful to people. And a lot of people do actually reach out to you guys already and say, how did you get the job? Any advice for starting out in photography? Because it's quite a cool job. And I'm not surprised people want to do it. What would your advice be? You first.
Me first. Advice for people starting in the industry is just to like take more photos. I think you can't expect to get into a job if you're not photographing constantly, or at least trying to develop your work. Assist as much as possible as well. I think that's like a really important one. And when you're assisting, don't take it for granted. Like, it is like a job interview when you're assisting. I think it's really important. I don't know about you guys, but like assisting jobs, I don't know, they can earn you. It's like a networking job, experience job. Like, you're watching a pro do it kind of thing. There's just so many advantages to doing that. That's definitely a thing. If you're trying to get into it, go into assisting first, because you might even meet the person hiring the photographer. They'll keep you in mind, and like that's how you like get the ball rolling, I feel like, anyway.
Yeah, my advice actually is very similar to yours. I was going to say take more pictures because, like you said, like that's you working on your practicing your skills and getting better. I actually never did assist on shoots, which is weird because like I always wanted to like get into the industry and practice, but I never had the chance to do it.
I don't think I did until I started here, but
Yeah.
I wish I did.
Mm.
And I've realised since working here, like how important even assisting outside of this, and like just you learn so much on the job, it's crazy, and things that you might not even be interested in, like directing or film and stuff like that. Like you learn even just an aspect of it, you have that bit more of experience in, like you've dipped your toes into it, and then another assistant job might come up. All they need is that you know a tiny bit of that, and you've got it from another assistant job or something like that. Like, and it will help in the main thing as well. Like audio, could learn audio somewhere else, and then someone might ask me a question here, and then I don't know. It all just like adds up. I feel like.
Yeah, 100%.
It's really important.
I actually have to take my own advice though with the whole go and shoot more.
Yeah.
Like I don't even shoot as much as I would preach shooting more. So
yeah. Well, that's the thing. I didn't put out as much content and I don't sell myself as much as I advise clients to sell and put content out. Like, it's easy to say, do it, and then not do it. But there's so many people do that. Like, even successful people, like, you know. So, yeah, it's an easy mistake to make. What do you guys think about finding, like, one style, as opposed to trying out different things? Do you think you need to develop one thing, or?
I think where you're trying different styles, you'll go from like one thing to another thing, and those 3 photos could look completely different. And then those 3 photos that you found like bits you're interested in will go into another 2 photos that look slightly more similar. And then eventually, I think that's how your style builds. I don't feel like I've chosen one thing and that's my style.
Yeah.
I feel like it's developed into my own thing through random things that I've tried and thought, oh, I'll try that, but I'll do it in a way that makes sense in my brain when I'm shooting. Like, I like setting up good lighting setup, so it's quite formulated, but at the same time, I never stick to it. Like, I'll set up a lighting setup and I'll be like, no, I'll twist it that way, and, you know, you just move things so you like a certain, like, bright light in their eyes, or, you know, it all just develops from what you try out. So there's no point going, that's my style, I'm choosing that one, because it never will stick that way, I don't think.
Yeah, no, for sure. I had so many styles growing up. Like, I started shooting in my bedroom. So I experimented with, like, you know, like if you're playing with a deck of cards and you, like, throw it to the camera and catch it, like, frozen.
Yeah.
That's what I started doing. And at that time, I was like, yeah, that's my style.
2015 Tumblr.
Literally, yeah. And then it would go from, like, that to, like, when I got more confidence shooting out, I would, like, shoot in a field and do some more, like, weird magical editing things and do like neon stuff, which weren't good, but you know, my style was changing. So for beginners, I think they should do anything that interests them. If they see an image and they're like, wow, that looks really good, I want to shoot like that, put your 100% in, learn that skill, see, you know, that style, see how you take them pictures, and then try something else, because my style's changing now. Like, I want to go from what I'm doing now to, like, it's like the 8th time I've mentioned this, but like more cinematic shots. Like, I want to have, you know, those kind of movie vibes in my things. And then over time, I think when you do loads of different jobs and you go through loads of different themes, you're going to end up with this one theme, one style that you always go back to, because it's how you want to do your art. You know, that's the style you want to put out there. And then eventually you'll just have your own, you know, vibe. So
yeah, I think it's even more so for you guys as photographers, like, than me as a, you know, like, business owner or you know, video editor, because I do work for people, whereas you are actually creating artwork, if you know what I mean. Like, so you have to kind of have your own like vision and stuff like that, whereas we can have our own vision as a company and say, like, if it looks like this, it'd be really cool, but in the end, like, it's more likely that the client in our shoes would be like, oh, actually it's not on brand, because we're not in charge of their branding, stuff like that. But then if
it's like a fine line, like, they want your creative direction, but they also want it to
but if they come to you for your for your like artistry,
Yeah.
you can be like, no, that's how
Yeah.
it should be, you know.
Yeah, you have an input.
So
Yeah, because when people see your portfolio, they know what they're going to get. You're more likely to get more work when people are sure of what they're going to receive, like at the end result. Like, if your work's half film, half 4K video, half this, half that, they almost have to choose a vibe that you photograph rather than going, I know, I'll go for that person because that's exactly like the vibe that they do, and they're a master of it. It's like what what's her name? Hannah was talking about. It's like a jack of all, master of none.
Yeah.
But you want to be like a master of one kind of thing in photography, because you're gonna almost get those like automatic referrals from people that know what you do, have it in their head that they've seen multiple
and they're also going to
pieces
be
of your
happy
work.
with the work you give them
Yeah.
because you both have similar tastes, you know, the client and the
And when you've got
photographer.
like film here, video, all different like preset style kind of thing.
Me right now.
Me too, to be fair, but like when you've got all those things, when you're editing a photo, you don't have these like set things that you're going to do in Photoshop. You've kind of got like one thing from here from Photoshop and then another thing from like Lightroom that you do on another thing, and then it will get
And it can be overwhelming as well, can't
Yeah.
it? Like if you don't have that little, not routine, but what
Yeah.
you need to do. You know, if it's so random, like
yeah, it's like, what do I do this time? But really you want to have a set like 5 things you do to make it your own.
If you look at traditional artists, for instance, there's always like a procedure to their work, like, and it should be the same from inception to delivery. Like for you guys, there might be 100 steps in it, or there might be 10. Like that's what it's those things that you do. You can't change them every time because then your work's going to be so different every time.
It's the same thing but different.
Yeah.
Like
If you're creating all these different things, then there's going to be some sort of storyline or some like thing that you put through all your work. So no, it's good. How do you feel about the whole thing where you have to get jobs for exposure, or even experience? Because a lot of people will say, can you shoot me for my wedding on the weekend? I've got 12,000 followers.
like
you'll
free
get exposure.
jobs.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
It can be useful and handy. Like for example, I think it depends on if I'm going to get the exposure from the person that I'm interested in shooting. So like you like shooting concerts, right? If, I don't know, Ray wanted you to shoot for her for exposure, not only would you do it for Ray because you're a fan, you'd also do it because it's something you're interested in.
But I actually wouldn't. If Ray asked me to...
You wouldn't?
Well, in theory, if they can pay, they want to pay, or they don't want to pay, if they can pay, they're in a position where they're very wealthy to pay, and they're offering like, oh, you can do it for free, like, and I'm not going to pay you. Why? That's not acceptable.
You're
like,
better than me, I'd go.
Ray,
100%
but like...
You've been warned.
I would. Ray, I love you.
She does actually love you, Ray.
It's an artist that you really like.
Obviously, like, it's nice. I'd love to do it for free.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you have to have those boundaries. Like,
I
am more likely to do it for her for free because obviously the people that are going to find the photos are massive.
Yeah.
But then, you have to have the boundaries. Like if someone, as you said, with someone with like 1,200 followers asked me to do it for free in a position where I was like a while ago, that seems massive. So I'm like, fuck it, let's do it. Like, but then I don't know. You have to pick and choose, I think. And
because the thing is, like, if you say no to someone who's got 12,000 followers, and then the exact same type of person comes up to you and they've got 13,000 followers, like, do you now?
It shouldn't be down to followers as well. It should be down to what you want to shoot. Don't go out your way to shoot something that literally has no meaning to you whatsoever. Hey, do you want to shoot some trainers for me at the weekend? No, because I don't want a career in shooting trainers. That's not going to help me at all.
I agree with that.
And got asked to shoot food, and that is actually quite interesting because you learn a lot with the light and focal, like the depth and everything like that. I'm not going to sit there, place a shoe there and photograph it for exposure because I just don't, that's not going to benefit me at all. More with Ray. If Ray goes, yeah, fine, like, yes, I'll shoot it for free.
Ray, I would shoot 100% for free with no complaints. I do not care.
But if someone big was like, oh yeah, come on tour, and they weren't going to pay you, that is so much work.
Yeah.
That is so much stress.
100% agree, but I would still go.
Yeah, well, yeah, same.
You've got commitments here.
But you got to have the boundary of like, well, they can pay. Why aren't they paying? They don't respect your work enough.
100% agree with the boundary.
All your time.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, it'd be a difficult conversation maybe because you'd be like, I really want to do it. Like, I love the fact that you love my work. Ray, we're still open to you taking Ellie away.
I love you, Ray.
And then Ray's undercut her immediately and said he'll do it for free. So yeah, you've got options over here. But yeah, it would be a difficult conversation to be like, yeah, I love you, but I can't do that for free. Maybe we can sort something else out.
Undercharging is a huge thing as well. I got when someone asked me to do the festival, they were like, "Oh, how much do you charge?" And I'm sitting there shitting myself because I'm like,
don't want to lose the work.
I don't want to lose the work. I really want to do this. So this is so good. How much do you charge? Because you don't know, like when you start paying, when you start charging people, you're like so blown away by all these numbers. And my dad's throwing numbers at me, and my mum's throwing numbers at me, and I just don't know what, like, because you don't know the going rate when you don't know. You should
have charged like a penny a step.
A penny a step, 300 grand. Can you imagine? But I sent him a figure and he literally replied, I can't pay that. And I was like, no! I was like, I've lost the job.
It was too low.
I was like, I've lost the job. And I was so upset. And he was like, I can't pay that. Like, you should be at least charging that a day rather than for 3 days.
Oh.
And I was like,
it was too low.
It was too low.
He wanted you to ask for more.
Yeah.
Oh, I think
he wasn't going to go that low. And that's when you know, like,
that's good though, no?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's a good thing, but yeah,
it's a good thing. But you think, shit, like I could have said way higher, and this guy would have been like, yes. So then I said slightly higher, and he settled for it. Got to the job, and I was like, just out of curiosity, guys, like, how much are you getting charged for the weekend? And they were like, 5 grand. I was like, nice, brill, glad.
Luckily, you had a guy that would, tell you,
Yeah.
Like it was good.
Not everyone's gonna do that though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I could have said like £400, and he's gonna be like.
Score.
Sick, like cheap person's, Yeah. Not everyone's gonna have that respect for you, so I don't know. Yeah. Knowing the going rate for the time and the job is important, I think.
Yeah, and to all the good people out there who do help young starter outers. Yeah. Is that a word?
Starter outers, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
To all the people out there that help people find their prizes early on, you are the real MVPs. It's really difficult. Like I still undercharge for everything.
Yeah, same.
It's nuts. But I kind of feel that I want to give people value, especially like, every person that comes in here, we get to know and like we want to help them. And the biggest fallacy that I've ever seen is when someone says, can you do a deal this time? And next time, like there'll be more work. Because it's never that, is it? It's like, well, you did 3 days for that before. You do 3 days again. Like, why would it be more? You're like, well, you said it's we're gonna have like more work in the future. Now it has to be full price. Yeah. Obviously, you can say that, but they'll probably be like, oh, okay. Then they'll go to like someone else, like energy vampires. But it's tough, and there are like guides online. For like what people
none of them make sense though.
No.
They make it so broad.
Yeah.
And it confuses you more. And
whatever you do, don't go on Reddit and ask, because there'll be one person going, you should be charging 15,000 a day.
Yeah.
And then because they're just full of themselves.
Even now, I'm like I don't really do paid shoots like you, not as much. But I'm iffy with charging. Like I don't know what my rate is.
So hard. No one knows how to charge. It's so difficult.
I mean, Alex told me once, like, oh, you're charging, like, you should charge £60 an hour now. Because, like, all the equipment that you've now got, especially after I bought my laptop.
Yeah, that's another thing. When you buy the camera, you got to work out how long that...
Yeah. Because they're not paying...
How long of a time
And factor it into
Yeah,
your price.
how long is it going to take for you to get the money back for your camera?
Exactly. Like that, I don't think people really consider that. I used my new Fuji on a shoot recently, and that was £60 for like 2 hours, but that was like a quick thing on a Sunday, just helping people out. So, and they were happy to pay that. That's what they offered. So, I took it, and then I was like, oh yeah, it's the new camera, you know. And they're like, how much is that? I was like, 1.4K, and they're like, damn. And I don't think people realise that when they ask you to shoot for them, they're not just using like your time.
Yeah.
They're using your skills, your equipment, and then the editing that's going to go into it. And then if they want you to carry on, like edit other stuff, like it's not like a quick snap send.
Yeah.
So many people say that you're not paying for the time it takes me to do something in 30 minutes. Like, especially with my work, for instance, people aren't paying for like the fact that I can do something in 30 minutes. They're paying for all the time that I've spent building up the experience to be able to do it in 30 minutes.
Yep.
Like that's a
good one actually. Yeah.
It's good because I've stolen it straight off TikTok.
Oh.
But yeah, that's like one of the things. Is the radiator still on, by the way?
Yeah.
Is it warm?
I'm fine.
I'm all right. But
one makes me red. I'm not hot.
Oh,
Am I red?
I wasn't asking for that.
No, you're fine.
I can't see if I'm red.
I wasn't asking because of that.
Another thing I was going to say is that working for free, I think you have to pay your dues to a certain extent. Like, you can't expect paid jobs just like that. Like, if people are coming to you because they know you're starting out, take it, because like you need that because you're going to learn so much, and then you pay your dues, you don't get paid, but you're learning, and like the more you learn, you get to a point you go, hold on, the things I know are valuable, so people have to pay me for that, and then and then you start charging. I think
do you think that you learn more off we won't call it a shit client, but do you learn more off a bad experience than you do a good experience? So say you got two experiences where one person pays you what you ask, and they're happy with the thing. Maybe they've got 2 bits of feedback, and you do that. It's a pretty standard job, right? The second scenario, someone like gets you down on the price and wants more pictures and wants more of them retouched, and then isn't happy with the first round, asks you to redo it. Like, are you going to learn more from
the second one?
The second, most likely, right?
I haven't really had that experience, but definitely because
you don't want that experience, but you know it kind of...
difficult clients are everywhere. So, dealing with them and knowing how to deal with them is definitely going to help. Thankfully, I haven't really been there yet. So,
or unthankfully, because if we're saying it helps, then
but
those
I feel like with
experiences...
your help, yours and Ellie's, I can always just...
I'll just tell you.
How do I handle this situation?
We'll just tell you.
Yeah. So...
I don't know, I feel like you have to do the bad jobs to get to the good ones.
Yeah.
The chances of you getting at like a low level a good job where it all goes smoothly and you don't learn anything.
Yeah.
When you get to a point where it's like a good job, you get paid what you want, you come away with like some retouch, edits, blah blah blah. That's like advanced, I feel like. That's rare. So I don't know, you have to do the shit ones to get to the good ones.
Yeah. But I feel that you'll notice the bad ones more. Yeah. Like, so say if someone's a quick job, you know, like it's 10 stills that you give them, they're like, yeah, cool, super good, like, and then they're out of the way. It was a small job, it went well, but you won't remember that as much as like someone that's come back because there's 1,000 photos and they're like, oh, are they all the right thing? But these 5 or these 50 are blurry, like and you're just like, there's 1,000 pictures there, like, make your selection and be gone, basically.
I've had that experiences where I've been at a job with someone more, like way more experienced, and they've just had like so many jobs that they just don't care. Like the attitude is there, like there you go. You sit there, I'm going to give you like 2 weeks, like I'll get the photos to you in 2 weeks, and that's when I'm giving them to you. I feel like that's when you get to a point and you got to like check yourself, I feel like, because at the end of the day you still get paid. Like I think do jobs that you don't want to do, but it's a two-way
Yeah.
street kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly. Like, don't have a terrible attitude because it's not the exact work that you want to be doing.
Yeah. And it's
Right.
like, I don't even do this. But
Why'd
if you're
you
going
take
into
it?
a job, if you're going into a job like that, you're like, meh, not the one. And with assisting, like, I've learned on assisting, just keep quiet.
Take
Just shut
everything
up. Yeah, take it all in. Like, silence is golden, I think. If the more you're not there to give advice, the person directing, the person photographing, the main photographer who's helping you along doesn't want you to pipe up. Just shut up and listen.
I think you can ask questions.
Yeah,
'cause
they want you to ask questions.
Yeah.
100%. Don't pipe up and be like, no, I think that, because your opinion just isn't valued in those situations. Like, you don't
Does
don't
this
do
hit
it.
home?
Huh?
Have you experienced this?
I think
No, I think I've just learned that. I think that's in my nature, to be honest. But if I hired someone to assist me and they went, actually no, like, your camera angle looks bad, go over there.
I don't think anyone would have the balls to say that to an experienced person.
You don't know. I don't know. I
I
think
hope not.
yeah, but
Mm.
it might. And
Yeah.
then I think just keep stum.
yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
Sit and learn. I think sit back and learn and be like, oh, they're running that way for a reason, or they're turning the camera that way because the light's there, and you like pick up on the little things that if you were in their shoes photographing, that's what you would do if that was you.
Exactly.
How have I been?
My words.
You'd be good. Yeah.
You've
Like,
been teaching me, so
no, exactly. I was gonna say that you said, oh, there's so many things here that are all like particular, like
It's gonna take you 6 months to learn.
yeah.
No,
What was it
can
you
do
said the other day? It would, like in 6 months I'll know. like,
where
more-
all the little
more of the
things are.
equipment.
Yeah.
But that is because obviously we're quite a broad studio, as in like we do a lot of different things. You know, we got video lighting rather than stills lighting. Like someone come in here and was like, oh, can you help me with my like flash photography? I'd be like, no, and I'd disappear because I don't know how to do that. But like, obviously, if you come here and I'm like, can you help me with the video lighting? And you're like, well, I've never done this before. So yeah, it's like, obviously I buy everything, I have a tinker with it, and then I set it off into the studio. So I know the basics of most of the stuff. Whereas like you've come in after we've got maybe 100 things. So I can't go through the 100 things. Like, I don't have the time to do that. So it's cool. And I don't mind you asking questions. Like, I know you, exactly. Like, we've had moments where we've turned things and twisted things and they haven't gone so well.
In my defense, I did what I was told. You were like, just twist the handle. So I twisted the handle. And
Which way did you twist
You
it?
didn't give me a direction. You just
Ask
said twist.
questions.
Yeah.
But no, it's
That's
fine.
fixed, right?
It was fixed. Yeah, it's fine.
Cool.
We don't talk about that.
Do the free jobs. Sometimes.
Yeah. Like,
Until it's not worth it anymore.
I think that is the main thing. Like, if you can do it and you want to do it, then trust your instinct and do it.
Yeah.
You know, like, you're not going to get paid for it. You might get paid eventually in the future for it.
Takes some time.
But I doubt anyone's going to be like, this person joined me on a free job and they weren't very good. I'm never gonna and then bad mouth you through the whole.
Actually, they were there for free, so I can't really like.
Yeah. Like anyone else, like normal would be like, they were there for free, right? Yeah. So.
And if you do a free job, and in your head you're like, oh, I really don't want to edit that, like in your spare time, because it's going to be in your spare time. You're not getting paid for it.
Yeah.
It's not in paid time. So like, if the thought of editing it is dreading and it's not going to go on your profile or your portfolio, there's no point. Like, it's not going to get you any jobs that you want to do. If it's going to roll into something else that could really benefit, if you're going to get one job that's really good that will get you a H&M job, do it. But
so what do you recommend? Like, if I did a shoot for free and I didn't care about it, do I just not edit?
I think
or
weigh
do
out
I
the pros
send
and
the
cons
raws to like the main
no,
photographer?
I think it will be part of it to edit it, unless they ask otherwise.
Right. Yeah.
But the free job, you could be asked to photograph some baby photos for a friend that's just had a baby, and
you can't.
I mean, they don't really have a budget.
Give them.
You
Like
can't
the
just like
stuff.
give them the
Just
pictures.
be like, no.
Yeah, you have to weigh that up. I don't know if you're interested
Yeah.
in doing that, but you might be like, actually, never done it before. I can add it to a list of things that I could charge
Mm.
family, friends, and stuff like that.
I-
And then eventually you just take it off. I'm like, no, I'm not interested in doing it anymore.
I
Yeah.
did a wedding thing for a friend's
A wedding
mum.
thing.
Wedding,
Like a venue thing.
like I was there at the wedding and took some pictures,
Yeah.
but it was like
A wedding.
a wedding, yeah.
A wedding thing.
And it was the first time I did it and the last time because I said that I never wanted to do weddings because it's just not me, and it was a friend's and I was like, yeah, fine, I'll give it a go. I had the 50mm, which
Nifty 50.
zooms in quite a lot because mine's also a crop sensor camera. So it was
Right.
like an 85mm, and they got married and did the whole paperwork kissing thing in like a room the size of this.
Oh, right.
So
you
it
were
was so tiny.
Mm.
I was allowed to move around the room, obviously.
close-ups only.
I was on like f1.2 or 1.8. I went to the corner trying to get their like reactions. It was such a thing that I wasn't really happy with. On the field, like outside was better, but yeah, after that I was just like, I'm glad you guys like the images, but after that I
Yeah.
decided I'm not doing weddings because
Yeah.
it's just
They're
not for me.
so stressful.
Yeah.
Weddings.
So
I
They,
was-
they knew it's not something I did. They just wanted someone with a camera, so they were
Yeah.
happy
Yeah.
with the images, which was good.
People who don't want loads of photos at their wedding
Mm.
are usually pretty like, I don't want loads of photos at the
Mm.
wedding. They're really chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's one thing that I've never wanted to get into at all.
They're so
like
hard.
I've seen people that make like hundreds of
Hundreds of
thousands,
them, yeah.
but
My first
it's-
one was at 14 and I got
Yeah.
paid for that.
Wedding.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The stress
No.
was
Yeah.
horrible. I don't know, like, imagining it now, if it was my wedding and I really didn't want any photos at, which
Were they happy?
will never happen.
With
They
the
were,
pictures?
yeah, they loved it. And they
That's
still
good,
talk.
that's all that matters.
I still see them now, and they're like, "Oh, I took photos of a wedding." But if I saw a 14-year-old running around with a camera, I'd be like, "What the fuck are they doing?"
Yeah.
Like, I'd be like,
Yeah.
"Pest?" No, I wouldn't. But it's so weird to think I was like a little thing. I was so short as well when I was 14, and yeah, I got paid like £90 for that day. But it was from
Pretty good.
like 10 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Oh,
That's
right,
a
it
long
was
day,
pretty
I was-
long day,
Yeah. It was a long day, and I did it even to like the cake cutting, which is like the final straw for me. Like shit photos takes 2 seconds. Like they can do it on the phone better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mm.
If they really want the cake cutting, it's more money. Can't be asked.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't know where the wedding venue was going to be. It was actually just up by Rochford, but I
Wow.
didn't know. So my mate was like, "Oh, yeah, do you want to?"
Was it Red Barn?
I don't
Upton
know.
Hall.
It was somewhere. And my mate was like, "Do you want to like come to ours and then we all just go together, or do you want to meet us there?" And I thought, "Yeah, I'll go to yours, and then like an hour later we'll
Oh,
go
you've
together."
told me this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I went there, and he didn't know, but I guess his parents changed the plan. We went from his house, which was in Eastwood, to like what's like up.
Ashenden.
We went up like
Yeah.
2 hours away to get his granddad, and I
yeah,
get
I
past
think
it.
before you said
So
it was
I-
like Colchester or
Yeah,
or,
like up
or
there
Witham
somewhere.
or yeah, yeah.
I don't know. We were on the road for a while,
Mm.
but yeah, he was like, "Oh, plans have changed. We're gonna go get my granddad." And I was like, "Okay, cool. Why?" And he was like, "Oh, well, because obviously he can't come down." I was like, "Right, okay." And then I realized like an hour into the journey, I was like, "Shit, I feel so caustic right now." And I was
Mm.
like, "Ah, I should have just met them there." But like I said, I did the wedding. They were happy with the pictures. Win. So
You should do a wedding on the Fuji. You'd.
that would be alright.
That
Yeah,
would be
that'd be
good.
okay. Yeah. No.
yeah, yeah, no. yeah, no.
That would be
Instead of
really
going to
good.
a
Like
wedding.
if I had a pocket, I'd love to have my camera and then like a pocket camera like that
Mm.
because it's best of both worlds then. And
Oh,
Yeah.
you're thinking of double slinging, like the proper one.
I would love that. I'd
That's
love
what
to
I did
have
with the
a
wedding
three
was, yeah.
sling. I really want more lenses.
Yeah. Everyone always wants more lenses,
I
but
want
then
a
you
bigger
have more
camera.
lenses and you're like,
I want 2 more lenses.
I
and then
bought the
I'll be
wrong
really
lenses.
happy.
yeah. What would you go for? Let's talk about this. Okay, this is our lens review section. What would you go for? You've
I
already
would like.
said about your love affair with your 24 to 105.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'd like I can't remember the exact things it is, but something that goes to about 250, 300.
Oh, really?
Like a proper
Wow.
telephoto one.
Nice.
And then I want a proper wide lens.
15 to something or like
No,
fisheye wide.
Yeah, something to 24. So I've basically got
The
Yeah.
whole
a lens for
I think there's
everything.
like 12 to 24s and 10s to
Mm.
3. Yeah.
Yeah, something like
Or an
that.
8,
And then
wow.
I've got my
Yeah, yeah.
24 to 105, which literally does everything.
Mm.
But like it goes
Yeah.
pretty wide and it goes pretty long, and does a job. And then
That's what she said.
Bro.
I
And
will
then,
be
like,
doing that.
And then like a telephoto lens as well, because I think they're essential at like festivals and
Yeah.
weddings for being extra sneaky.
Actually, yeah. Telephoto, like a 250 would be amazing for
Yeah, and I
festivals,
want
right?
something that goes down to about like two f-stop kind of thing, if not less or more, whatever,
Okay.
however you want to say it. Because mine goes to 4, and that's really annoying.
Yeah.
that kind of sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does suck.
That's why I love the... What's on that?
That
Was
one,
that the
yeah,
50?
that does
It's
go
1.2.
pretty low. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's... Yeah, that's the lowest that the old Olympus fixed lenses go.
It does wind me up, the money, and it goes to 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for. But they're about £1,500,
Mm.
which could do, but I'd rather go to Spain.
I want to change my entire Canon setup. I want to upgrade it.
To Sony.
No.
Oh.
No. I like the Sonys, but
Sony.
Can a Sony?
I've forgotten what I was about to say.
You want to change your whole...
Oh yeah, I want to go from
The whole
the
thing up.
90D to the Canon RF or R whatever.
R5? Video one. Or
R5, yeah, or R6. It's one of them ones.
so it's like the...
They're full frame mirrorless, I believe.
The 5D killer.
Yeah,
Or the 5D.
yeah, something like that.
New 5D killer.
Yeah, because your Sonys are mirrorless.
Oh yeah,
right?
go on then. And if you're gonna stand up, you're gonna bring the bottle of wine in here. Yeah, that might. Yeah, mirrorless makes a big difference.
It's going to be so cold. This is how I got ill last time I went out.
Let's quickly go through. Do you want more? Go for
Do a little
more if you want.
Cool it down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start bringing my drinks in.
That'll do.
What drinks do you have to have?
Sugar-free? I don't
Sugar-free?
know, anything sugar and
Sugar-free
carb-free.
wine.
No,
Is
it'll
it
be
or sugar?
vodka.
Oh.
Yeah.
But what about like tequila or gin? Gin
I don't
is
like
Tequila!
because it's flavored.
No, I don't know. I just don't like it. I realised there's sugar-free Red Bull, which I didn't
Yeah.
know it was a thing.
Yeah.
This whole
My
time
mate,
I've been going to the
What?
pub. Yeah, like every time I've gone to the Alex, I've gotten a Red Bull with a vodka, but I got the normal Red Bull because I didn't realise it was
So you're
sugar.
just standing at the Alex, like, stab,
No, I
stab,
didn't even
stab.
inject. I would just let my levels go up until like the other day. They were
Oh.
like, I was like,
Does
I
it
wanted-
make you more drunk if your levels go up?
no, it's just not good for you in the long run.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but that problem's fixed.
Okay. Do it right in the microphone. ASMR.
It's what people love, isn't it?
Haribo ASMR.
My favourite advert's a Haribo advert.
Oh, with the kids' voices over adults.
Can you take the Oh no, did I eat the bear?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you just ate it.
Oh no, I don't like the cola bottles. That's what I mean.
I saw an advert on TikTok because I see everything. on
Gives the
TikTok.
diabetic a sweet.
Don't
Diet.
act like a victim as you're eating it. Just like, I can't believe you gave me a sweet. Saw an advert which I thought was quite good. Bit like the Haribo type adverts. There's this guy that sits down at a family table, and he's like talking to so he sits down with his girlfriend. He's obviously first time that he's sat down at the table, and
Ever.
at the family table. So first time at his girlfriend's family.
First time
Oh,
ever
right.
sitting at
Right.
a table.
And they're looking around the table, and the girlfriend's like in awe of him, like turning a braid like in his hair, like looking at it, and he's like, oh, and he's like going through, and he talks to like each one, just saying, oh, you know, the pasta you've made is amazing, and the mum grows a braid and like starts spinning it and stuff, and then and like talks to the younger sister, and he's like, oh, he plays guitar and stuff, and she's like, oh, you play guitar, da, da. And then goes to the dad, and it's like this really grumpy old man, but he's just like, oh, he wants to be in medicine like you, dad, and he's like, oh, okay. Starts twizzling this thing, and it's like and then gets his speciality right, and he's like, oh, it's a really smart advert. I'll put it up here. No, I'll get done for community violations probably if I put it up.
Oh yeah.
My
don't
least
wanna
favourite
put
one
cost.
at the moment is Etsy.
Oh,
Really pisses me off. Me and Dan watched it, both in silence. We were both just staring at the telly. It finished, and we were just like, what the fuck was that? Like,
What was it?
so it's about a girl who, it's like a storyline between a mum and a girl. So this girl comes home, and she runs up to her bedroom. Mum comes in, and this girl's like looking at her new pierced ears, And Mum went, "Did I let you get your ears pierced?" She went, "No." And like she was being a sport brat basically. And the next one she's being a sport brat, and the mum comes in. She was like, "Come on, like off your phone." And she's under this blanket. She's like, "Right, 5 more minutes." And she's being a little sport brat again. And then gets to the end of the advert with this girl's, all she's done is just go against her mum and be a dickhead. And her mum goes, "Well, since you got your ears pierced, I got you some earrings." And they're from Etsy. And it's just so bad. And you're like, what? It doesn't make any sense.
That
Basically,
poor actress.
Yeah, giving...
Got a job and now Ellie's hating on her on a podcast.
No, because the girl's being a sport brat and the mum gets to the end.
You shouldn't give in to them.
Yeah, you shouldn't give in.
Yeah.
And Etsy's not cheap. Get a pair of... These are from Etsy. They're not cheap.
What are they? Earrings.
My Little Octopus earrings.
They're from the Scotland players?
No.
No, the rings.
These are from Scotland. Yeah, it's just a stupid advert.
Yeah.
It really winds me out.
We're going to do reviewing adverts, like epic adverts, worst adverts, blah, 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 in other episodes, actually, because that was one of the ideas.
Oh,
I like the idea. But you can talk about adverts whenever you want. So we were talking earlier about, like, the jobs that you kind of get, or the jobs that you might consider when you're starting out versus what you should do and what, you know, is good for your career and stuff. And we basically said, do it if you want to, didn't we? And that is probably better to do it for experience. But what about networking with other people? You get a bit of that in doing these free jobs. So what kind of people should you be looking to network with, from your opinion?
Anyone that's doing what you're interested in. Like for example, me coming here.
So people that do what you want to be doing, or people who can help you do what you want to be doing?
Both. Yeah, both.
Yeah.
I mean, like, when you offered for me to come here and freelance a little bit and teach me, and I guess that's kind of networking in a way. Like, I got to meet you and then got to meet the other people through Create Day. Like, I didn't know much about video. I never used Premiere and stuff, but it was something I was interested in doing. So since coming here and also through the Create Days, I've met so many different people, made friends. Like, I went out on a shoot with Liam the other day. So yeah, I think networking is good and important. Just do it with people that do it with people that inspire you. You know.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Super important, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
In
good.
any industry as well.
And variety is quite good as well. Like, especially, so say if you're interested in doing portraiture or fashion, like, you need to be networking models, makeup artists, modeling agencies, bunch, right? Other photographers who do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Companies that cover events that do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going into a networking group as well, they want to benefit off you and you want to benefit off other people.
Yeah.
So if you do fashion photography and you're going into an animal photography group, they're going to be like, hey, like, what do you do? Like, what do you shoot? Where have you travelled to and stuff like that? And you're like, oh, actually, I haven't. I just work in Southend in the studio and I shoot fashion. And they're not going to gain anything from you as well. And you're probably not going to speak to many people because they don't have that much, like, interest in you. But if you go to a fashion one and everyone's kind of like, oh, you have a studio that you can, like, that you work out of, and you shoot this photography, and people are interested in what you do as well. Like, pick your people, I think, a little bit, and obviously just stick people that will help you and not mug you off.
Yeah.
I think it's make friends. I want more friend photographers.
Friend photographers.
Yeah.
She's taking spaces for friendly photographers.
Yes, there are 2 spaces.
2 spaces.
Wow.
2 spaces.
But
I will never have time for you ever. Ever. But it'll be nice.
Okay. Last one, and then we're going to get into our fun thing. I've just noticed that camera 4, cut to it, can't cut to it because it's not on. But that might have just wiggled out or something like that. Anyway,
Maybe it died.
It might have died, but it is plugged in to the
Maybe it
mains.
got unplugged when you shut the door. when you came back in?
Let's not point the finger. No, it could have been anyone. Could have been you sat there doing nothing. made it break. I'm joking. Right. So, where do you get your inspiration from, you guys?
Pinterest.
And you can say you get it from me if that is the truth.
Pinterest.
Pinterest. That's the nickname that EMRE has for me. He calls me Pinterest. Like, yeah, no.
Where did you used to get inspiration from?
Before Pinterest.
Before Pinterest.
Instagram.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
Why is
I would like to
Pinterest
sit
better
here-
than Instagram?
Well, when I started photography, I think like I got inspired to get a camera from a friend. It's always been from like other people, and then in college it was like, oh, she's doing that shoot. Maybe I could like. It like fires ideas in your brain, doesn't it? And then I think more and more it's what we've already seen. I think it's so much harder to imagine something original because everything that you imagine is already spurred off like another image or something that you've already seen. Someone like so many cinematographers. Yeah, or cinematic like
cinematic.
images. Someone in a vintage car in the middle of nowhere with a red light on their face, and it looks sick. But like that's when you think of cinematography in a car. That's kind of what you think, and that's what you want to shoot. So it's so much harder to be original with like your imagination and stuff like that.
Oh,
That's why I use movies.
Yeah, and I don't
But
watch
then-
movies.
But then is that original in like? And obviously, like there is no originality.
Yeah,
like
any originality
unless you were taking photos in
Yeah,
the
it's so much
1800s.
harder.
you can
Like-
be unique and like creative and do
Yeah.
something that isn't normal, but I don't think that.
There's only so many things you can do, but I think you can edit it in different ways.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then it's like,
So-
how do you make unique raw images out of the camera?
An interesting thing about like uniqueness or like being original, like Quentin Tarantino, for instance, like all of his storylines are based off like Japanese,
Are they?
like and like
Is he the film where it's like dun 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 dun? No, that's 007.
oh, right. But yeah, like basically he takes a lot of influence from like old school films,
Yeah.
and like obviously rewrites them, repurposes them for like American and international things. But yeah, like no, he doesn't really get flack for it, but it's like, you know, when they remade The Grudge or The Ring, like what English person would have watched that just out of the blue if it hadn't existed? I've watched both, like the Japanese and the like American versions of both of those now.
The Ring, the one with
The Ring and The Grudge, yeah.
demonic thing.
Yeah, that climbs out of the...
Oh, I didn't know that was a Japanese thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
The-
won't play what you're on about.
The horror film with the girl in the
In TV,
in
for
the
the Ring.
TV. Is that
Yeah,
what-
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
in the TV.
Yeah. So
Have you seen
she's... I don't...
Never
I
mind.
haven't seen it, but like I know the image. It was
Yeah,
quite
yeah,
a
yeah.
popular image.
Yeah. She's like calling out like this. Ah. Out of the telly. Like, and she had like dripping wet hair and stuff like that. And then
think
they
I get-
figured out why it was and why it was like a ring and like all the imagery and stuff. It's a really good film, but not original. No.
Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, I think, have some of the best filming techniques and like imagery.
Yeah.
The transitions get me every time. They're like once they do a transition, I'm like, don't like that one, or that one was sick. Me and Dan like rate them.
I think they have. I think I've said this to you before. Is like they're sort of like themed episodes. You know, the Fly episode, and you know where they're just like, we're not even gonna really have much of a
that
storyline,
was
but
like
it's gonna
a
tell so
episode.
much about a character.
The imagery is so good.
True, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's so good. Like everything they film is just every scene. I think
Yeah.
it's like art. I think.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
When I saw the Fly episode, I was like, this is definitely just a filler episode.
Yeah,
Complete
yeah.
waste of my time.
Yeah.
And then I like
Mm.
I watched like clips on YouTube of that episode, and I wanted to see
And
what
it
people
tells
thought
you.
of it.
Yeah.
And then everyone was talking about the metaphorical,
Mm.
and I was like, oh, okay, I didn't really think that way of it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I need to
It's like
watch
Lisa
Better Call Saul.
episodes in The Simpsons.
Better Call Saul is the same. It has.
Yeah, I just
the,
haven't-
The imagery is so good,
Mm.
and it's so fun. Better Call Saul is more funny than Breaking Bad. I think. Like I proper laugh at Better Call Saul because he's a funny character and the
Yeah.
stuff he gets away with, like, it's just
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, only 28 views. That's embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
2 people in this life, people that can just roll around with their shoes untied.
I do that a lot.
Do you?
Yeah, a lot. And it annoys me, but I don't want to stop on the side of the street and tie my shoelaces because it's just...
You let them go proper long behind you.
Tongue is literally
It's just
sideways.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
I couldn't live
happens
like
with
that
all my
either.
shoes.
That is awful.
I may only have 2 pairs of shoes, but at least,
At least
I
you
wear
wear
them
them right. No, because they're not even right. So I quite like it sideways.
Right, okay.
It feels nice. And I've got double ankles as well, so
What? Oh, double jointed.
no. I've got like 2 ankle bones. Everyone's got 2 ankle bones, but mine's exceedingly long.
What do you mean by that?
That's what she said.
Do you like to see my ankle?
Whoa, what the hell?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
That's interesting as hell.
And
Yeah.
my tendon is very firm for
What do
my
you mean?
tendon.
That's a strong ankle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to have it removed when
I
I
have
was...
4
You're going to have
knees.
like a section of your ankle removed.
Well, you can
Or just
basically...
fuse
My
it.
dad... It's a genetic thing.
Is it
So my dad
fuse it?
had it there.
Right.
And I still have it there, but it's not that big. But he
Show it
had
to the
it
camera.
It grew out to... No. It grew out to there.
We'll get really good podcast views if you show your picture. to the camera.
No, it grew out to there. He got it shaved and then it grew back. Like the
Oh.
bone grew back. So then he had the nerve cut. And I've basically got the same here, so I could have it shaved, but the chances of it growing back are pretty high.
No, I don't
And
think
then
you
I
need
could
to
have the
shave
nerve
it.
cut between these two, have that removed. But
Yeah,
then I wouldn't be
why,
able
it
to
doesn't
walk.
affect you, does it? It's just...
Yeah, it did really affect me. I
Have
can't
you not
walk
seen the
for
way she
long.
walks?
No.
I
No.
can't walk for long without it killing me.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
But I've
know
kind of
that.
missed the opportunity to get it.
You
Get
got to do
out
it
for
when you're
free.
younger, is it? Or
Right.
oh,
Well, it's gonna-
what, as in
it's
under
gonna cost
18?
me now,
for-
yeah.
yeah.
But I didn't want it done because the year they offered it to me was my year of prom and leaving school, and I had like, you get 8 weeks
Oh,
of holiday
yeah,
when you
yeah,
leave
yeah.
school.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I wasn't going to be in a wheelchair for my prom,
100%,
so
yeah.
I see.
I just got to deal with it now.
So, welcome to part 2. This is the
The
activity. Or the task. The task. We'll call it the task.
I was about to say, can we guess? But we already did that.
You've already guessed. So, you guessed that you guys would be... You both guessed the same thing.
Yeah.
That you'd be swapping images. You're a bit right, but there's a twist.
Okay.
As always, with this podcast.
You've thought of this twist in the last 5 minutes.
No. No, the twist has been prepared. The twist
Right.
is here. The twist is
What is the twist?
around
Twisting.
about. The twist is twisting. The twist continues to twist.
Is this who
Emre.
goes first?
Emre, P or no P?
No P.
No P.
Yeah.
You got P. Right. So you...
Oh, so that means I don't. Okay.
Well, I didn't actually say
Yeah, you
what you
didn't
get.
say.
But now I can invent it. So you have to...
Why am I nervous?
You have to be in the room
Okay.
first. Okay.
Okay.
And you have to be out the room first.
Fuck. I don't want that. I don't want that.
You didn't want that?
No.
Do you want to change it?
No.
Tough.
You can't change.
You're like, no. Damn. Right, okay. So Emre's in the room.
I look.
Emre,
at
you
to
get-
pee, so maybe I should have been outside the room.
I'm going
Wait,
to learn
what?
how to do this. I'm going to give you your task equipment.
Me?
Yeah.
What, out there?
No. In here. Da-da-da-da.
Okay.
Right.
Wait. Are we? Okay.
How are you doing this, like, just drinking tea?
What do you mean?
I'd be dying right now.
Right.
I don't know what the game is.
So the game is a foot. Not like her feet.
Oh, I get it. So Emre's going to tell me
How to
how to set up.
my picture.
Ah.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! I don't know.
What do you think of that?
Oh, because you haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's
Yeah.
a smart thing. Yeah. Okay.
Emery called me smart.
Right.
Right, okay.
Oh,
so-
I'm going to be sick at explaining mine.
I'm not.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very simple image, but I'm not good at explaining.
Oh, fuck's sake.
But there may be another twist.
Shut up.
Okay, give me the twist.
Let me put this back away.
No, I will tell you the twist later. Ready? Right, so
Who's wearing
basically,
that?
this is a microphone.
I see.
It connects to... This is... I'm getting confused with our Tech Thursdays. But I'm using these in reverse, people. Because I'm smart. I've decided that we can do like a little fun and games where rather than plugging into a camera, you plug into headphones, and whatever
she
is
can
said
hear.
on this microphone
Can be heard.
should, if you turn it on,
Such an inventor. It's annoying.
should come through. But
Awesome.
because I'm speaking, I can already hear myself.
Yeah.
Right, so Ellie, because you didn't get a pee,
Fab.
You're outside the
You
room.
pee.
you're outside
That's-
the room.
That was funny in my head.
There you
What do you say? You pee.
Penis.
Nice. Right.
Thing is, can I get my image up?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, cool, because I've forgotten.
Do you have it on your phone?
Yeah, I got it on my phone.
Okay.
I don't have mine on me, but I'm just gonna do it with my brain.
Right, so ladies and gentlemen, before Ellie exits the room, let's
Is it on?
explain the game.
I can't hear you.
It's on. Can you hear me?
Ooh.
Ooh. Right. Okay. So, Ellie, so you can hear the rules. The game is that Ellie will take the headphones outside. We're in a soundproof pod. So basically, she won't be able to hear us inside the pod. But we can see her on camera 4. Cut to camera 4. Camera 4. And we can see the image that she's producing on the screen on the left of
Oh,
camera
so
4.
shit.
Don't shit.
So-
This
no,
is
no, this is good, but it's shit because Emery's going to direct me how to do it and he doesn't even know how.
What?
it may
It'll
be
be fine.
frustrating.
Okay, good.
It may
It'll
be
be
frustrating.
Is it?
Oh, but we won't be able to hear her swearing out of frustration, will we?
We can't hear that. No.
Oh, so you can't hear me?
No.
We can't hear you.
So you could be like, oh, fuck you, Emre.
So this
Alright, go.
this
Oh,
is
nice.
a lesson in communication, and
Okay. This is good.
Cool.
obviously after you do it, you're gonna swap
So it's a
Um,
portrait of me from.
portrait of you
Go
in
on.
the style that
Of
is
my
Emre's,
image.
described by Emre.
He's
Well,
probably. Oh.
No, you're lucky. I went for something quite simple, actually. I
Oh.
just really need to pee. So is it okay?
You may,
I may?
but no conferring and no messing around with the stuff out there.
Yeah,
Oh, no.
No
I'm watching.
cheating.
No, I just want to...
Can we, when
Yeah.
we're saying things, is there anything we can't say? Like, can we describe our photo?
Yeah. Yeah.
Our photo is this.
Yeah.
So,
The barrier to the game is the fact that you literally can't
so I can
interact
just
in
explain the
person.
photo what it is.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah. But you need to get it as spot on to the photo as possible.
Shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because-
I need, like, some
So
props.
Okay, no. Oh.
Oh no, as in like the.
I've got the props. Don't
Oh,
worry.
okay.
Don't worry.
Found them.
Oh.
And you
you're
can
right.
direct people to like, if there's things in other places that you know where they are, you've got to direct them to the right cupboard, etc. So what do you think about the game? It's fun, eh? I'm like the Riddler, but with a beard.
I'm a bit nervous for Emery's directions.
Ellie, can you take your position outside of the pod,
It's
please?
cold out there.
It's cold out there. If
could
you,
have a dishwasher as well.
she's
No.
had 2 glasses of wine. I wouldn't start.
Oh, okay, this is nice.
Right.
No winding me up.
Can I have my phone?
Yeah.
It's on my gallery, so...
Okay, so Emre, you're going to have to use 2 mics. I'm going to
yeah.
shortly pass you over to Emre. There she is. She's walking into the zone. Right, so
Oh, cool,
we can tell
okay.
you you're slightly off center of the thing. So 1 step to your right, split the difference. Yeah, there you go. There, you're good. Right, so that's your center mark. And I'm going to pass you over to Emre, who is going to describe very well, without a time limit, but he's going to be quick, what you've got to do.
Cool.
Here we go.
All right, so, okay, let's see what the lights are. Can you hear me? Nod. Cool. Okay. Okay, Ellie, I would like you to, and remember where you're standing because you actually need to be exactly there. I want you to have a light on your left side facing you, correct? And I want there to be a harsh shadow behind you. Do you want me to repeat? No? Okay. So yeah, use your hands. So stand there. Lift your left hand out. Left hand out. No, not pointing at something. Just put your left hand out, like on your left side. Just Reach. Yes, I want a light in that direction facing you to create a harsh shadow on your right side. There you go, you got it.
There you go. So patronising. There you go. Well done, love. Well done, darling. You'll get it.
Oh, and also the light will have to be not low, but maybe not that high, because the shadow that will be created behind you has to be quite long. Oh, fuck you. Are you done? I mean, it's looking pretty decent so far, actually.
She's just taking her shoes off. She's smelling her shoes.
No, that's not her shoe. That's
What is it?
It's the metal thing that goes around the light.
Oh, like she's showing us it.
Yeah, no, she's just messing about.
Can you see? Oh, it's dirty.
Oh, right. I thought she said the floor's dirty.
Oh, right.
Actually, I don't know if we need that.
That might be too...
Too direct. I don't know, we'll see. Because in my head, I had it without that, but it might work.
How
that's the
that
thing,
would
I haven't
help you,
done
right?
this shoot with like this layout.
No, exactly. No excuses.
No excuses.
No
Oh, it's going to be even
excuses.
worse when I'm the one there, because I'm not going to understand.
You haven't
anything.
seen Ellie's picture yet.
No, but even the equipment used, I don't know what they're called.
Oh,
Like if
that's
she
true.
says pick up this.
Or the 150. Or
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, wrong. No, ignore the light. Just take a step forward.
Can I just give you a little hint?
Yeah.
Remember your the position of your model in that one as well.
Yeah, I know.
So you haven't told her that yet.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I'm trying to get the lights correct. Okay.
But if she doesn't know that she'll be that low, then
Right.
it's gonna
Okay.
be tough, right?
Okay. Right. I was gonna wait for your position to be last. I was gonna set everything up first, but I will tell you now, Ellie. Yes. Okay. Stay there. You're actually okay. Now you need to be facing the direction of the light, full body. No hand gestures. That looks like a pretty cool shot to BH, but
I think she's trying to not blind herself, brother.
just don't look at the light. Okay. Yeah. You will be facing towards the sink. Full body, please. Twist your knees towards the sink. There you go. Okay. That is literally the position you have to be in. Okay. Exactly like that. The light in front of you, you might need to take off the I don't know what you put on top of it, but you might need to take that off.
I think she's put a snoot on there.
Snoot, yeah, okay.
Yeah. So whoa. Careful of your eyes.
Don't look at it, but you're alright.
Oh
Yeah,
god.
turn it down.
It's like watching Norman Wisdom. Oh,
You got it.
she might actually be blind. This is not
Take a
good.
moment. Okay. All right. Okay. Awesome. You can't see it, but there's a shadow behind you now, and that's exactly how I want it to look. Right? Crisp. Now you want to get the other light and set it up little bit to the left of the camera, so it can now light everything on the side. If you get what I'm trying to say. No, where the camera is, it will be facing you. It will be facing your right side.
To fill.
To fill. Yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes. Doesn't have to be as strong because
Yeah.
we still want the shadow on the ground to be quite harsh. But yeah, enough to fill in. Okay.
For all of you 80s kids, is this not like Dungeon Master? It is, isn't it? It's great. It's like photography Dungeon Master. I love it.
I would have kept that on, to be honest, but if there's a better one, yeah. Oh no. Hello? She's improvising, Lloyd.
She's not improvising. She's doing what he said. She's using a green light.
Has that got a colour? No, Ellie. No, drop that. I would have kept the big is it called the diffuser?
Yeah.
I would have kept the diffuser on because it needs to be soft light just to fill it in. It's not. Yeah. Yeah, so you'll be like that. It's looking good so far, actually. Love the poses.
It's good. Get your feet out.
Lloyd says, get your feet out. Okay, you now need
Weird.
to lower the camera a little bit. Yep, scoot back, scoot back, scoot back. Awesome.
Ooh, it's kind of getting there, you know.
Yeah. Cool. Hold on. Let me just try and see better. Okay.
I'll tell you what. I can go out there and press record or press the flash once she's set.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Lloyd is gonna take the picture instead of you having to. Yeah. So no. You're gonna be like exactly what you was doing, kind of like on your, like crouched, basically. Yep. All right. So stay like that real quick.
Right.
What you're gonna have to
I'm
do?
gonna go and take the picture.
Yeah, go take the picture, but I'm still gonna direct your
Yeah.
hand. So you're gonna set like that. The hand closer to the camera. Pop it up on your knee. Yeah, your elbow. Yeah, that's it. And then flop your hand. Yeah, and now your left arm, hide it. Perfect. Now look at the light. Yeah? Oh, yeah, Lloyd's taken like 4 pictures now. We're good.
That was so hard.
To be honest, at first I was kind of like messing about and like not, but then eventually I was like, okay, how do I actually help her and set it up? And then it got
I
difficult.
thought you were gonna like describe the image and everything.
I don't know, I think...
No comparing.
Oh, this is fun, right? Oh, so that left thing on the side is the screen.
Is the screen?
Right, I thought it was like a reflection. Isn't it annoying that you can't talk back to me?
That's his thing.
Right, so yeah, my photo is basically a kid with 2 lights behind his head, and you know when the light's like shining between their fingers because the light is behind their head. Like imagine a yes with a thumbs up. So you want, it could be 1 light, but I think because our lights aren't as powerful, you need 2. So 2 lights behind your head, and the kid has glasses, so your hands are, you're almost looking at your hands as if like, yeah, you're staring at them, and your hand, looking at them. Are your palms? Yes, both of them. Yeah, so your hands are like that, you have glasses on, and in the photo the glasses have your hands reflecting in them, if that makes sense. But ignore that bit, so just put 2 lights behind your head. Spotlights. Now, do you remember how to take these off? He's probably going, fuck you, bitch.
Manners maketh a man.
I don't know how it's going to look with 1 light, because the setup that I saw, they had a different brand of light, and it was like 2000 watt or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
So I think 2 lights will be better. Because
I think they had like missed as well. But by the looks of it.
yeah. Oh, that's actually an edit.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, a lot of this is edit, and they use the white light, but the edit is yellow light.
Okay. Oh, fair enough then. We might be right.
You don't really want a light in front of you. Yeah, behind your head.
It'll be quite hard to get those
Yeah.
to line up, won't it?
Get them quite close together. Because you literally want your head in front of them, so this light is like shining behind you and then reflecting off your hands into your glasses. You've probably seen this picture before.
You may have seen it. Well, you started doing the pose that looked. We were just like, how did you know that pose already? Like,
Really?
Yeah, because that's like not far off.
Well,
the pose.
it's such a pose that everyone knows,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I don't know that pose.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe take a few
getting
steps forward. It's hard to see because I can't see the camera. Oh wait, no, I can see the screen. Right, got ya.
Oh, you're trying to do it from the right side?
Yeah, I don't know why.
You crazy
Yeah, that
lady.
is almost it. Are they up higher? I can't see your hand, but I'm gonna guess that you're doing thumbs up.
Remember your pictures from waist up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so my phone... yeah, he can hear you as well.
It's going to punch it. Taking initiative.
Well done, Emre. Right. Step forward.
I'm just a poor
Step
boy
forward.
from a poor family.
Yeah. No, right. So go, put your head right. Left. Yep, yeah. A little bit more left. And straight. Your head is way wonky. No, so you're in the right place, but your head was wonky.
Somehow you moved your whole body, like, to where your head was.
No, stop moving your head tilting. Why are you tilting your head? Yeah, so go your right. Yeah, perfect. Put your hands just slightly in front of you. That's it. But you need the camera to be able to see the light too. So if you can't see any light on your hands, neither can the camera. Yeah. I think that's about it. Maybe put the lights closer to your body, but you don't want to be closer to the lights. Is that right?
What you could do is like put one behind the other, so they're behind his.
Yeah,
head.
maybe one behind the other, so they're like they stay behind your head, and it's like 2 power lights.
Remember, I think one's a 150 and one's a 300, so it's still
Is it?
still not super.
Yeah, that's bad.
Oh yeah, and one underneath.
Yeah.
It's a fun game, isn't it? Though.
Yeah, that's it. You're getting close. You can, yeah. So the final edit is the light is actually yellow, but they do that in edit.
We're gonna have to do the retouch like this as well, by the way, with the mic.
Oh fuck!
I'm joking.
Wait,
No, I'm joking.
Oh right, okay.
Imagine.
So who edits the photo? We edit
You can
our own
edit.
photos.
You edit the photo. Yeah.
So I edit the one EMRE did.
Yeah, like as in you edit your own
A little
photo.
bit to your right, EMRE. Yeah, I think anyway. You do your.
This is
That's
the only
good.
task, as in like this is all it is.
I think that's good. Turn your head more to the sink. Maybe not. All right.
Let me know when I
don't
need
know.
to.
Yeah, I think I'm at the point where I don't know what else to do now. So yeah, go on.
Yeah?
Go and take it, yeah. Yeah, basically he's looking at his hands. I can't even remember the photo. I haven't got my phone. Have you got yours? I've done this from memorising the photo, EMRE. EMRE's twerking. Right. Oh, okay, so you're not looking at your hands, they're kind of catching the light either side of your cheek. So still 2 hands, and yeah. Closer to your head, yeah. That's it. And the light is shining. It's so hard to do this. Yeah. Okay, wait for the camera to adjust. Okay, yeah. Now have your hands either side of your head. Yeah. A bit closer to the camera, the hands. Bit closer. Further apart. Twist them to your face. Yeah. Bit closer to your head. A little bit less turned in. Yeah. There. Go, Lud. Put your head right a little bit. Okay.
So, Ellie, you may show me yours first. I kind of got a glimpse of it, so go first. Oh, cool. Oh.
Yeah, it's hard to.
Do you know? It's very hard to do that.
Yeah, their camera is like 3,000 watt, and they have a spotlight on it as well.
I think
So.
the other thing they might have had that thing I attached on the end of my Fuji to make it hazy.
Yeah, but that's all on edit.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, and the yellow's on
That's
edit
a sick
too.
image.
Yeah, it's cool, isn't it?
Wow.
And that yellow is white in the photo,
Yeah.
but they edited it yellow.
Okay. Do you want to see mine?
Yeah. Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still haven't seen the image, so I don't know if I got close or if you got close.
Do you want to have a look?
Yeah, actually.
One that I took was.
So we're still going to edit.
I forgot to do
Yeah.
V-flats. I was going to put V-flats around you to
And-
make it black behind you.
I might not have let you.
I'm guessing.
Might not have been
Oh, yeah,
allowed.
just 2
I did say
lights.
2 lights.
I'm guessing that we're going to edit the images, and then they're going to pop up on the screen.
That will be exactly what happens. So there'll be one here, and there'll be one here, and then we're done. Right. So obviously, remember I was taking the pictures, so you can blame me if it went wrong.
And
But-
mine's-
And I took a couple. I think the first one of
We went for
EMRE's
completely different things. So
I know.
and the second one of, well, it's weird. I call it EMRE's, but so EMRE's Image, second one, and the first one of ELLIE's, I
Right.
think. So that's the first one of ELLIE's. Then you go back to yours.
Okay.
that was great. Exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good though.
Yeah.
Good.
I can work
That's
with
not
that. I
far-
can
yeah,
work
that
with
is
that.
not that far off.
You can both, yeah,
If
yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna edit it, I can work with
I
that.
didn't think it looked like that when I was doing it. I'll tell you that.
I'll tell you that for
I
free.
will show you.
I should have put it down a bit more. Because it's like on the floor.
This was the one that I was gonna
But
go
I think
for.
both of you will have to crop because, like, obviously there's limitations.
Oh, mine's so bad. Fine.
See, both of them were
Fuck.
similar, but
Yeah,
that's
that's-
what I was gonna go for
That's a lot of
initially.
edit, I think.
But
Yeah.
But that's why I said to you, are we gonna edit it? And I think you said something like less editing or
I'm
something
glad
like
you
that.
did
Yeah.
that.
So still
Yeah.
same thing though, same
Oh,
shadow.
you didn't think the background was as white as that.
Anyone can see. It's basically
Right.
black and white version of.
So this is EMRE's reference. This was EMRE's end result, and this was ELLIE's reference, and this was ELLIE's end result. It's all about communication, people. Which is
Which, funnily
why.
enough, I had worse communication.
No, you're right.
Yeah, I think you did.
There you
You had
go.
worse communication, but your photo came out better. Because
Because you're good.
no, not because of me, but I think if I knew how to direct that one,
Well, how about
I think it
this?
would
How
come
about
out
this?
better.
Let's do a shoot. Like, you know how me and you're doing a shoot somewhere?
Yeah.
Let's do a shoot and you get that image.
What, that one?
If you want to.
I've
You
got,
might
like,
be put off
funky
it by
glasses,
now.
I'll bring them in.
Hmm?
You might be put off it by now. You might never want to see that image again.
Nah, she could do that.
Yeah, but yeah, fun and games. We can do stuff like that in the future, and yeah,
I'm glad I didn't do the other photo I was going to do.
it's fun and games.
A bit more.
Right, so we'll bring this episode. Thanks for watching to an end, and we've got lots more in store as we go along. This is pre-recorded April something 15th 14th, and we're going to get loads more to set us off on a running start for the podcast series. And if this is the first one that you've watched, keep watching. If you want to get on this, give us a message. If you are working in our industry, if you want to work with us, if you want to see the studio, if you want to use the podcast studio, also get in touch. This has been sponsored by Poppy Productions, and because we don't have a sponsor properly yet. But yeah, if you are a camera supplier or you make little things, if you're a small rig or anyone, you can sponsor us. Lighting, actually, as well. You can sponsor us.
Yeah, get us
Just
one
give
of
us
them
loads of
lights.
lighting.
Yeah, get us one of those lights. That light was
Yeah.
actually gifted from the company.
Oh,
There you
really?
go.
For that photo, yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. So yeah.
I think it was
Yeah, if you want to throw money at us, I'm here. Make sure you aim well. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. Wave harder.
Ah!